What is asylum? Asylum is a legal protection that can provide legal status in the United States for people who are facing persecution in their home country. Facing persecution means that either someone has already put your life or safety at risk in your home country, or that someone would put your life or safety at risk if you return to your home country. It could be your country's government that would harm you, or a person or group that your government can't or won't protect you from. However, proving that you would be in danger if you returned is not enough to qualify for asylum. You have to prove that you would be in danger because someone is targeting you for a specific reason. According to U.S. law, a person can only be eligible for asylum if they would be targeted in their home country for at least one of the following reasons. 1. Race or ethnicity. This means that someone would harm you because your race or ethnic group. Example, someone who is being targeted because they are a member of an indigenous community. 2. Religion. This means that someone would harm you because of your religious beliefs. Example, someone who is a Christian in a country where the government has made it illegal to practice Christianity and would be sent to jail for practicing their religious belief if they stayed there. 3. National origin. This means that someone would harm you because of the country you are from or your country of ancestry. 4. Political opinion. This means that someone would harm you or that you would be targeted because of your political beliefs or opinions. This can also mean that someone would harm you because of a political opinion that they think that you have, even if they are wrong and you don't actually hold that opinion. Example 1. Someone who is targeted for participating in protest against the government or being a member of a different political party. Example 2. A journalist who is targeted because they wrote articles that expose government corruption. Example 3. If a woman is forced to be sterilized against her will, this is considered to be persecution based on political opinion. 5. Membership in a particular social group. A particular social group is a legal term to describe a group of people who all share some characteristic that someone either can't change or shouldn't have to change. Seeking asylum based on this category means that someone would harm you because of this characteristic. Some examples of this type of characteristic are gender identity, sexual orientation, shared family ties, a disability or permanent medical condition, or a shared past experience. This is the most broad category and depends on specific social context of your home country. Example 1. Juan is a transgender man from a country where the LGBTQ community faces constant violence and discrimination. He has been beaten and received death threats from a gang that regularly targets people who identified as transgender. In this case, Juan could say that transgender people in his country are a particular social group. They share a common characteristic, gender identity, and Juan faces persecution because he belongs to this group. Example 2. Maria's 12-year-old son, Jorge, was recruited to be part of a gang, and he refused to join. Jorge fled the country. Gang members then threatened to kill Maria because of her relationship to her son. If someone would be in danger because they are part of a certain family or because they are related to a specific person, it's possible that their family group could be considered a particular social group. In this case, Maria's family's ties are the characteristic that can't be changed, and she faces persecution because of her family ties. Example 3. Carlos was previously in the military in his country. Although he's no longer serving in the military, he cannot change the fact that he had been part of the military in the past. Narco traffickers later shot Carlos because of his status as a former military member. If people in a certain country are targeted because of a past experience, such as having been a member of the military or police, then former military members or police officers could be considered a particular social group. Remember, proving that you are part of a particular social group is not enough. You have to show that you would be harmed because you are part of that group. After you prove that you would face persecution in your home country based on at least one of the 5 protected categories — race, ethnicity, religion, nationality, political opinion, or particular social group — you still must prove 2 other things before you can be eligible for asylum in the U.S. 1. You have to prove that the government authorities of your home country either can't protect you or aren't willing to protect you. 2. You have to prove that you can't safely relocate to a different part of your country. This means that even if you move to a different city or a different side of the country, you would still be in danger. Important things to remember about asylum. 1. Poor economic conditions in your country are not a basis for asylum. Leaving your country to find work is also not a basis for asylum. 2. Lack of access to medical care for yourself or family member is not a basis for asylum. 3. Leaving your country because of general violence, if it's not due to one of the 5 protected categories, is not enough to be eligible. 4. Entering the U.S. with humanitarian parole or using the CBP-1 application only gives you permission to enter the U.S. and does not mean you have been granted asylum. 5. Asylum is not automatically given to each person who enters the U.S. and says that their life is at risk. There is a legal process that people who are applying for asylum must go through. During this legal process, you will have to prove that you are eligible for asylum because the harm that you experienced falls under one of the 5 protected categories of asylum. At the end of the legal process, a judge or an asylum officer will decide whether or not you're eligible to receive asylum and stay in the U.S., or whether you will be deported from the U.S. 6. You are required to submit your asylum application within 1 year of entering the U.S. If you do not, you will not be eligible for asylum. In